Thanks, Steve. Welcome. I call to order the Town Council regular session. The date is August 12th, and the time is 7:32. Could you please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Could we have the roll call, please, Dale?
Council President Whaley.
Here.
Council Vice President McAtee.
Here.
Councilman Donnelly.
Present.
Councilwoman Healy.
Here.
Councilman O'Neill.
Here.
All members present.
Thank you, Dale. We have the approval of the minutes of previous meetings. We have the work session of July 28th, 2014.
I move approval of those minutes.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. We also have the approval of the minutes of previous meetings from the regular session of July 28th, 2014. And
I move that we amend those minutes on page 6 to read Robinson Street South curbing from a point 20 feet northwest instead of west of the fire hydrant at the intersection of Orchard Avenue to a point 190 feet further northwesterly as opposed to westerly.
Second.
we have motion and second. Any further discussion? Ready to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is the consent agenda. Would any council man or woman like anything removed from the consent agenda?
Nope.
Hearing none, I move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Next item on the agenda is licenses, page 2. This is a resolution granting a Class F 19-hour beverage license to Easter Seals, Rhode Island, 213 Robinson Street, Wakefield, for an event to be held on Sunday, November 23rd, 2014, from 10 in the morning to 3 p.m. under a tent in the parking lot at 456 Main Street in conjunction with the Muse Tavern Gear and Beer 6.9K Road Race, subject to administrative approvals. Application by Jennifer Martin, Easter Seals, Rhode Island, Robinson Street, Wakefield, Rhode Island, and this is a renewal. Welcome, Judy. If you could just state your name.
Hi, Judy Fortier. So I'm appearing for Jennifer, who is off this week. Thank you for reviewing this for us.
And if you just want to tell us about the event, and
Yes, so
have the cameras, so
this is the 15th anniversary of the Muse Tavern 5K, and it is going to benefit Easter Seals, as it has for the past 2 years. And we expect a little less than what we had last year, because we have increased the run from a 3.1 to a 4.1 mile race. So we know we're going to lose some participants, but we expect a little under 2,000.
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have questions here at the town council table? Carol?
Judy, what's the registration fee?
It is tiered, meaning if you sign up before the 31st of October, it's $35. And if you sign up between after Halloween to the 15th, I think it's $40. And then it goes up one more increment of $5 until the day of the race. So,
Great. Jim?
Yeah, when you went to the 6.9, do you lose the authorization, the running group, whatever it is nationally? You
it's not a
use that?
sanctioned race.
Oh, it's not a sanctioned
No,
race,
it's
okay.
never been a sanctioned race. So we didn't have to concern ourselves with
Okay,
the loss of
yeah,
that affiliation.
no, well, that's good. I was worried about that. I forgot to
Yeah.
ask that the last time.
We'll see how this goes.
I know.
Yeah.
And Judy, will there be any, I know this is in reference to the race versus the event afterwards, will there be any compensation for walkers? I don't think so. They could always cut it short if,
Compensation as in,
Like
oh no,
another-
they will walk the 4.1 mile as well.
okay.
So, it depends. Last year it was a very cold year. We didn't have as many we had a lot of runners, we didn't have as many walkers, so and we're really hoping the weather cooperates. It was an extremely cold day with about 25-mile-an-hour winds. It's probably the worst weather conditions you can run in.
Great.
Yeah.
And you want to just give us a quick update on Easter seals?
Sure.
There's a summer camp going on, I believe.
We're working on some groups. Our beach group just ended. The summer's over. It's hard to believe, but kids are getting ready to go back to school. So we had 2 beach groups that we see at Ninigret Park, and we have another group that we see inside the facility that works on specialized feeding issues that kids have. So we'll be gearing up again in September and looking forward to opening up a new visual learners classroom. And that money was granted to us through several foundations. And so we're having a little renovation work done by some local construction companies and some local painting companies. And so that'll start in September as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Any other questions here at the table? Jim?
Or just do folks contact you or the Muse, or who's contacted here to buy tickets or
Oh, to buy
application,
tickets?
whatever?
Well, there's an online registration that has been opened through a lot of different running magazines. You can go onto the Muse website. You can also go onto our website and register. It takes you to the running link, which is an online source for runners, which makes it really easy for us to track everybody.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Good, all right.
Yeah. And I think we'll have something in the paper.
Great. All right.
I move approval of new license 6A.
Second?
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Ready to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries unanimously. Best of luck.
Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of the summer.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next item on the agenda is License 6B. This is a resolution granting a holiday sales license to One Wireless Solution, LP, doing business as AT&T, authorized retailer, 3033 Tower Hill Road, Saunderstown, Rhode Island, subject to approval by the Fire Chief and Communications Superintendent. Application by One Wireless Solution, LP, 3000 Altamisa Mesa Boulevard, Suite 300, Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome. If you could just state your name for the record.
Sure. That's Khalif Gokhan.
Did you want to spell that?
That's Kalif. Last name is Gocan.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And if you could tell us a little bit about this endeavor.
Sure. We're One Wireless Solutions. We're an authorized retailer for AT&T in the South Kingstown location. We've been open since May. We sell wireless products such as cell phones, which utilizes the AT&T network, data plans, voice plans. We have a great location. The community in South Kingstown has been great. So we're just looking forward to get the holiday license so we can continue to do our holiday sales throughout the holiday.
That's great. Questions here at the table? I think this is good. Could I have a motion,
I
please?
move approval of new license 6B. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right?
Good luck.
Thank you. Next item is a resolution granting a miscellaneous permit to conduct the 5th annual WKBC, that's West Kingston Baptist Church, 5K run walk and 1K fun run on Saturday, September 13th, 2014 at 10 a.m. to the West Kingston Baptist Church, 263 Waits Corner Road, West Kingston, Rhode Island, subject to the execution of a hold harmless agreement indemnifying the town, issuance of a certificate of insurance naming the town as an additional insured for the event in the amount specified by the risk manager and approved by the town's Traffic and Transportation Review Committee, proceeds to benefit the Providence Rescue Mission, application by Pastor Keith Melnick. Welcome. It's good to see you again.
I'm not Pastor Keith, though.
Oh,
I'm just pinch hitting for him.
all right. Sorry about that. 277 Waits Corner Road, West Kingston. We'll give him our regards.
I will.
Because he's a great man.
Thank you.
Okay, and your name is?
My name is Bob Hartman.
Bob Hartman.
Correct.
Thank you so much. And if you can tell us a little bit about the race?
Well, this is our 5th annual 5K. We kind of using this. We're having a blood drive sponsored by the Rhode Island Blood Center on the same day. We use it as a fundraiser. This year, we're going to do it for the Providence Rescue Mission, which is a homeless shelter in the city. We expect about 150 runners. We kind of do it on the back roads of Kingston. That's it, I guess.
I was really impressed with the packet that was put together with the safety plan and, you know, all of the details. I really appreciated that.
Thank you.
So thank you. Questions here at the table? Jim?
But I go back to the other question, is this a sanctioned race?
It is not.
It is not, okay, thank you.
Other questions here at the table?
Yeah, I want to know what a sanctioned race is, Jim. What does that mean? What are we talking about?
Well, Steve has always told me, as far as I know, there's a group that belongs to the National Association. If you run enough of these with your times, it's like a handicap, but Steve, help me, carry the ball for me here.
Select runners, unlike Jim.
I don't think for 5Ks though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
These are races where people accumulate points based
Right.
on the course being measured,
Right.
so that they have specific times that they are judged for. And it may be something that you have to run in several races to be
Right.
eligible for some of the premier races where, you know, where membership just isn't based on somebody paying a fee, but rather having the credentials to run. The best I can tell you.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I specifically liked, I've just found my notes here, you know, the nurse that's going to be at the church. I mean, I think you really went over and above. This was,
You even changed the route, so nobody's going uphill.
Well, that Estelle Drive was rather steep for like a lot of folks there, so we felt it was kind of hurting us a little bit there, so we made it just a turn right instead of left this time, so. And
may
you're all
have-
invited to come to the walk also, please.
I think so.
Pastor Keith told me to make sure I say that to you guys. So
Yeah,
That's good, that's good.
Put that in there, thank you.
and it's low-traffic areas that you're having the race.
Yeah, it's Fairgrounds Road, so like Estelle Drive, 100 Acre Pond Road, so it's all back roads,
Right.
basically.
Oh, looks great.
is the flagpole still there in front of the church?
It's been moved in front of the parsonage now.
Okay, because I did drive by the church, and I was at that Eagle Court of Honor when that flagpole went up, and I was like,
Okay.
where's the flagpole?
Yeah, I think the scouts
So it's been moved?
did that, yes.
Yeah. So,
I move approval of new license 6C.
Second?
motion is second. Any further discussion? Ready to vote. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you very much.
Bring the
Appreciate it.
greetings back to Pastor.
Good luck.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is comments from interested citizens. Do we have anything here at the table? I don't really have any dates. Can't think of anything. Okay, I'm going to open it to the public. Please come forward. State your name for the record.
My name is, excuse me, H.R. Whaley. As I look around, I must be talking to the TV audience. As most people know that read the paper or watch TV, that Rhode Island ranks near or at the bottom in unemployment, taxes, per capita marijuana use, and near or at the bottom in education, business friendliness, and as a good place to live. This has happened under the last 60 years with a Democratic-controlled General Assembly, where the Speaker of the House and the President of the Senate are the most powerful people in Rhode Island, and they each get about 3,000 votes to get elected. Nearly half the General Assembly candidates are running unopposed in this year's election, and I think that the state should change its motto to from hope to hopeless, because as long as the same people are being elected to the General Assembly, nothing's going to change in Rhode Island. We need to get a more bipartisan General Assembly. I visited Montana this spring. Population is several thousands less than Rhode Island. It does not have a sales tax. You cannot imagine a state that's, 10 times larger than Rhode Island? So its infrastructure is much more than Rhode Island that can support no sales tax. And how nice it is to go into a restaurant or go into a store and not have to worry about sales tax. Now, my point is that until the voters of Rhode Island decide that they've had enough of the Democratic-controlled legislature, that nothing's going to change. Every time I listen to a candidate for governor open their mouth, all I see is tax dollars coming out. So it's up to the voters. As I say, as far as I'm concerned, the motto should be hopeless, because unless there's some changes in the way the General Assembly, and if it filters, and as the statewide voting trends have now come down to South Kingstown, we need to make some changes. So I hope that people who are watching this, when they go to the general election, if you want to vote Democratic, vote in the Democratic Party. But when you go to the general election, make good choices, because in the last 60 years, it looks like they've been terrible. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from interested citizens?
And, can I say something?
Yes,
I'm
you
an
may.
interesting citizen. Just curious, I'm not responding to this gentleman's, comments, but, no, I don't want to say anything, because I will be responding to his comments, so I can't say anything.
Okay. Let's go on to Town Manager's report.
You've received 2 reports since the last meeting. If there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer them at this point. If not, yield the floor to the solicitor.
Questions for Steve? Seeing none, Town Solicitor's report.
Nothing new to report this evening.
Questions for Mike? Seeing none, let's move on to appointments.
We have 3 reappointments to the Library Board of Trustees. I move that we reappoint Susan Cohen, Betty Cotter, and Rick Daniels. They will each serve a 3-year term going from July 2014 to July 2017.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
I also move that we reappoint Carol Pilkington to the Partnership for Prevention. That's also a 3-year term. Her term expired in June 2014. She would serve until June 2017.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And I move that we appoint Timothy O'Neill to the Waterfront Advisory Commission. His term would expire in June of 2016.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is new business C. This is a resolution authorizing the transfer of funds from the following utility and special revenue funds to the Technology Improvement Fund to offset acquisition and installation costs associated with the purchase of the governmental financial management system, as presented in the Town Council adopted fiscal year 2013-14 capital improvement program and approved by the Town Council at a meeting held February 11th, 2013. And it's as presented on the agenda. I just want to state that the expenditure will come, let's see, description from Water Fund, Wastewater Fund, Solid Waste Fund, Peacedale Office Building, and the Elderly Services. And all of it will be transferred to the Reserve Fund for Technology Improvement Fund, and it's a total of $224,000. Steve?
In February of 2013, the council authorized awards of 4 contracts for the replacement of municipal software for all governmental accounting. At that time, the amount was $906,000 that was allocated for that purpose. The funding for the purchase of the software and its installation is being paid for through each of the different capital reserve funds, special revenue funds, utility funds. The general fund has contributed $338,000 toward the purchase. School fund, $344,000. Those have already been approved by council and school committee. The remaining funds that the council has control over are on the agenda this evening for the remaining $224,000. All of the costs associated with technology run through the Capital Reserve Fund, and this provides direct authority for us to provide the revenue stream that's necessary to pay for those costs. Ask the council to approve as presented on tonight's agenda.
Thank you, Steve. Can we have a motion, please?
I move approval of new business item C.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Ready to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Is there anything remaining for the good of the order? I do have one. I should have brought it up at Interested Citizens. I just want to say that there was a bill passed in the General Assembly for Blue Star Parents' Day, and it will be the Sunday after Mother's Day each year for the Blue parents, Blue Star parents, which I was really pleased with. So, anything else for the good of the order? Seeing that, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, and we are officially adjourned at 7:54.